Hello, welcome to the JMeter channel. This is the chapter number 4, Basic Scripting. My name is Antonio Jimenez, and the agenda for today is that we're going to take a look into the regular expression extractor. We're going to see the css-jquery extractor. We're going to use the Debug Sampler, and we are going to put some assertions in our scripts. Well, if you remember in the last chapter, we had to use a regular expression extractor to correlate the user session in our script. Now let's go back to the script that we were working on. This is the script that we're working on. In the request number 7, we put the regular expression extractor to get the user session to be used in the request number 11. We correlate the value and we use it later. So basically, the regular expressions in JMeter are the regular expression used in Java. So basically what I'm telling here is this is the group that I'm going to use, group number 1. That's why I am putting the dollar symbol number 1 and then the dollar symbol. Then I am asking for the fish reference that is going to be matching. In the square braces, I have a circumflex and then a quotation mark. Basically what I'm telling you to this is when you don't find this quotation mark, keep getting everything until you find the quotation mark. My regular expression basically what it's doing is get everything that is between the values, the quotation mark of value. Everything that is inside in here, you grab it and you give it to me. This is the best regular expression and the best for me and the best that has been working with me for a long time. And that's why I am telling you, if you want to use it, it's okay. If you don't want to use it, or even if you have a better one, share it with us. But for me, this is a great regular expression to grab the value of the user session. Okay, so let's go back to the script. If we run this script right now, basically what is going to happen is that I record a flow that goes to home page, then logs in, find a flight, then it reserves the flight, go to payment details, and then validates the itinerary, and then log out. Okay, if I run it right now, this script that I recorded and only correlate the user session, what is going to happen? Okay, the script is going to create to reserve a new flight, and it's going to be in the transaction number 4. Let's do this so you can track better your request. You can just click on generate part sample in the transactions. So with that, you will have a much more control over your request in your transactions. I'm going to rerun it again. Okay, so basically I'm going to reserve a new flight. Okay, so let's go to the reserve flight. I am reserving a flight from Denver to London in August 15 to August 16. That's wrong because today is August 24. 24, 25. I don't know what day I'm leaving. August 24. Okay, so basically the date is incorrect. Another thing that is happening here is that all the time that I'm going to run the script is going to be using that information. That, in the terms of performance testing, is terribly wrong. Why? Because we want to shake out the system as much as possible with a different set of values that we have, with different test data that we have. So we have cities for depart, and we have cities to arrive. We have dates to select the departing date, and we have dates to return date, number of passengers, a lot of things that we have that we can select and choose. So let's go to the script and let's check out with the test data. Okay, let's see. From the script, from the original one that we have the recorder, you can get rid of the recorder. You can just remove it. We're not going to use it anymore. Probably in the future, if you need some request, you can record it and paste in here your new request. So basically, get rid of it, because probably you're going to execute this script from log generator. You don't need to put that recorder anymore. Okay, so let's go to the responses. Let's go to responses. I'm going to view an HTML. Remember that you are going to get ready in the future to see that as text, but right now we're going to take a look in HTML. So what do we have here? We have at the part city, we can select different city, and we can select another city to arrive. The date today is August 25th, and tomorrow is going to be August 26th. Okay, so we have the correct test data here, so I need to grab it. In this response of the response of the trend request, we have the valid test data that I'm going to use it. So let's go to grab the correct test data from here. I'm going to click on Add Post Processor. I'm going to use a regular expression extractor. You can just copy paste the other regular expression extractor. It's okay. Sometimes it saves time. What I need? I need this value, the depart date. This is the value that I need. I just copied it here in comments for a moment. So this is the value that I need. This is way to get it. Remember, this is the parameter's name. So the way that I don't get confused is just to put the same for the object, or the name of the regular expression extractor, and the name for the reference or the parameter that I'm going to use. I want the value from the group number 1, and then I want the first time that you get it. Okay, I also want the return date. Basically, it's the same, only I need to change this return. And voila, we have the depart date correlated and the return date correlated. When that date is going to be needed in the 24th request here. We need the depart date and the return date. If you don't remember how to use the parameters, you only need this dollar symbol, the flower braces, and voila, you have your value correlated here. Now, what's happened with the city? The city is an option. It's a drop down. Drop downs with regular expression extractors are not easy to grab the value. Why? Mainly because there is a value already selected, the default value. So when you try to make a regular expression, in this case, if we want a regular expression to grab the city, probably you need to create a regular expression that overpasses the selected one. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to do this, but remember, what's the premise that I'm telling you? I'm going to teach you the easiest way to do in JMeter. So, what we need? We need css-jquery extractor. What is this? This is an extractor that works mainly with HTML. It's a very good extractor. We're going to use in this script, we're going probably to use a couple of them, but let's go to the script. Let's go to the response. Okay. Do you remember that you can test your regular expression? If you don't remember how to do it, you can go only to the response. In this case, number 7, and then number 7 is in the home page. If you go to regular expression tester, you put your regular expression, click on test, and you can see that your regular expression works. Or also, if you have text, you set your regular expression, click on regular expression, click on find it, and you will find it in the HTML code. Now let's go to CSS-jQuery tester. Okay. What value? Which value I'm looking for? I'm looking for the value of the cities, the part city. In this case, I'm going to use select square braces. I'm going to use the name equals, which name equals the part. We're not going to use the quotation marks, and I'm going to get the options value from there. The implementation that we're going to use is JOTH. I'm going to go deeper later. Right now, I don't want to make you any noise. We're going to test it. So here we go. We are grabbing all the cities from the party. The same that I'm going to do for arrive. Okay, so let's create this is going to be for the part we're going to put city. This is the jQuery expression. We're going to get a random city from there. The name of the variable or the parameter is the part city, and the default value is not the part city. If the expression fails, this is going to be the value. We are expecting that the expression works. I copy paste the part city just to put the arrive city. Arrive city, arrive city, arrive city. All right, let's check if arrive works. Test it, it's okay. So we have the part city and arrive city correlated. Let's go to the request that uses. We have the part city. I'm going to use the part city, arrive city. There you go. Now we have a number of passengers and seat preference and seat type. Okay. How many passengers we're going to use? Let's make a random number. There is a way to use a function in here, but I'm going to teach you this way. Right now, you go to config element, random variable, number of passengers. Passengers. Easy. Okay, you can put the output format. Let's say that you want to add some zeros at the beginning, or you need 0102 or 0001. If you need that format, you can specify here. We don't need a particular format. We're going to use a random number between 1 to 9, and it's going to be stored in this value, in this parameter. Number of passengers. Seat preferences. The seat preferences are also found in here, but it's a radio button. Also the type of seat. Okay, the same. It's really the same. What we can use for this? The same. We can use css-jquery extractor. Okay. Let's go to grab the value. Okay, let's go to the css-jquery tester. Okay, now what's the deal? We need an input with the name seatpref. Okay, let's copy input, square braces, name equals seatpref or seat type, and what we are going to get? Sorry. And what's the value that we can get is else window none. There you go. We are going to copy the CSS jQuery, and we're going to use seatpref value. If you think I am going too fast, let me know. And also we are going to get the seat type. If we change it to seat type, there you go. So I only need to change seat type. Now, okay, we are probably done with the correlation. Sometimes probably other requests need the value that we are correlating. Let's just take a look into the further requests. Here we need to also put the number of passengers. In the 25th request, also need the number of passengers. Also the 26th requires the number of passengers. Seat type, seat preference. The 25th also seat type, seat preferences. Seat pref. Seat type. Excellent. And 25th request. This is the outbound flight. Probably it's a value that we will need to correlate it. Let's take a look. If we go to as HTML, in the number 24th, that's the flight that we are choosing. So in here, we may have also, what is this? We are not going to create a regular expression. Probably we can use a regular expression. If we make a regular expression for this one, probably we can get the value. Yeah, it works. Regular expression for the 4 values. But remember, we are not going to use regular expression when you shouldn't use a regular expression. This is a task for css-jquery. Okay, we are going to get input name equals album flight and the value. There you go. We have the four values of the 4 flights that we can select. Let's copy and paste the value. Remember to change properly the naming. Okay, there you go. And this variable is needed in this, in here, in the 25th, or in the 26th. Well, seems that we are done with the scripting. What happens here? Let's go back to the execution. We execute a script that has data hard-coded. It had data hard-coded. That data hard-coded provides us of flights. Those flights have incorrect dates, incorrect data, and probably they generate invalid data, invalid flights. I run it 2 times, so it generates 2 flights from the August 15 that is incorrect. But remember that WebTours is, well, it's a tool that you can modify. You can do a lot of things with this tool. You can just go to the administration link and you can validate, calculate dates and data in the future, whatever you can do, a lot of things here. It's a powerful tool, WebTours. You just need to go the administration link, but it wasn't enabled at that time that we recorded. So that's why it overpasses and say, okay, yeah, you are Jojo Bean, I give you a user session, you are valid, you want to create a flight, this flight is in the past, but I don't have this validation, I'd let you create it, and there you go, you can create it. But it's invalid. What happened here? I didn't get an invalid HTTP code. I just got everything is a good response. It's a response with it's a 200 response code. All of them are 200 response codes. So that's why JMeter says that everything is okay. So that's why we can execute it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, thousands of times. It will generate invalid test data, but JMeter is going to say that this is okay. So we need to also put assertions in the script. Okay, let's finish this regular expression stuff. The last correlation that I made is in the request 24th. I am just going to add 2 debug samplers, one at the end of the 3rd transaction and one at the end of the 4th transaction. I'm going to rerun it. Remember, you just click on Ctrl E or Command E in Mac. Oh, the IP address of the server changed. Now it's the number 33. Okay, no big deal. Okay, let's go. The debug sampler is going to show me all the parameters value in JMeter. In this case, we have an arrive city that is Paris. We have a depart city that is Denver. We have a depart date that is August 25, a return date that is August 26, a seat preference window, and seat type first class. We should also have, but at the end of the fourth transaction, the value of the outbound flight. Also the number of passengers. In this case, we have one. No. Let's see how we have this window. We selected values from this window, different ones, and they give us Denver to Paris, August 25th. We selected one of these. I don't know which one because we need to take a look in this next request. We get one from $586. $586. Probably we selected the number 2. We selected the 041. 041. Let me check in the request. We select 041. That's okay. So right now we are creating valid test data. Let's run it for a couple of times. I'm going to run it for 5 times. Let's go to the itinerary. Oh, I changed it to the 33. Web tours. Okay, yo. Oh, bien. Unsafe itinerary. So here we go. We have different flights. We have flights Denver to Paris, Paris to Seattle, Sydney to Frankfurt. It costs $7,000, $3,000, $500. Let's check more flights. Yeah, we have more flights. San Francisco to Frankfurt, San Francisco to Denver. Okay. So we have a script that works also the number of passenger changes. 8 passengers, 6 passengers, 4 passengers, 3 passengers. So we have more data. We were checking out with different test data the application. This is the way that the script should works. Something less than this is unacceptable because you are not doing a performance testing work. So we have seen regular expression extractor, css-jquery extractor, the debug sampler. Let's go real quick to check the assertions. So assertion. When I log in with the test data that I sent, that is Jojo bean, if you remember, the application says, hey, welcome Jojo. Here. Do you see it? In the next chapter, that is also part of the basic scripting, we're going to see the CSV files, how to grab data from files and use it in different requests. Also, we can use some CSV file for the payment. In this case, I am putting on only my name, Antonio Jimenez, a fixed credit card and a fixed value of the credit card. But we can select different values from the CSV file. That's what we're going to take a look in the next video. But the thing here is we're going to put an assertion. One assertion that is going to be valid is if I don't find Jojo in the request, in the response of the request number 13, we're in trouble, because what happened when we try to correlate the user session, this value was empty. So if we don't ensure that Jojo comes in the response of the 13 request, probably we're not getting landed to the correct page. So we go to the request number 13, click on add assertion. We're going to use the basic assertion, that is response assertion. In here we're going to put what the page should have. The first two ones are for regular expression. We can also use regular expressions. The basic one is with substring. So what I am looking is Jojo, and it has to be into the response body, text response, main sample only. And let's execute it. Let's run it once again. This is a very basic assertion. We can use different kind of assertions, but the thing is, you should have assertions yes or yes in your script. What is a basic assertion? Let's go to the test case. In your test case, you have an action, an object, an expected result in your test cases, if you remember well. Well, your assertion, it's the expected result. If you have your expected result is something that you can do it with an assertion, do it, because it will be the easiest way to ensure that you are in the correct path. If something goes wrong, you can just, the assertion is going to make fail. Let's say that we're expecting welcome Antonio. It's not going to happen, okay? But I'm going to tell the thread group that if it checks and there is a failure, I'm going to stop the thread. I'm not going to continue. Why? Because it's not Antonio. It's not Jojo. Something came up differently. Let's see. Let me check if the server is still working. Oh, I need to unclick this option. There you go. What happened here in the response of the 13 request, the assertion was expecting Antonio. It found Jojo, it didn't find Antonio. What happened? It failed. Even that the response code is 200, the assertion failed, and that's why the thread stopped it. Because I tell them that if you find an error, stop it. You can start the next iteration, or start the complete test, or just stop that thread, or stop that test. It's up to you what happens when you find an error. For default is continue on error, but it depends on the scope of your test. Okay, well, the next video we're going to take a look on the CSV file. We're going to run a basic execution with a couple of more users with some ramping up time. Also, we're going to take a look into the report to get the matrix, get the results. And we're also going to continue with the basic scripting. And then when we are done with the basic scripting, we're going to make a load test from non-GUI to the target server, and then we're going to analyze the results. Okay, well, that's all from my side by now, guys. Have a great evening. Stay tuned.